Hey, how you doing? Rev here. Well, it's that time again, Q&A time. So, let's get it. Well, I asked you to send me in some questions, and man, I got a ton of questions that you sent to me. And again, thank you so much for taking the time to do that. Now, if I don't get to your question, then please don't get offended. I'll try to get to it as soon as I can, but I only have a limited amount of time to answer your questions. So let's get it. The first question comes from Rick Rochester. He says, my wife wants to know if your wife ever hikes with you. A lot of people have asked that question, and I guess you're more worried about my wife than me. But no, my wife doesn't hike with me. She does walk a little bit with me around the neighborhood, but as far as my long distance hikes or even section hikes, she doesn't, it's just not her thing. She does her thing, and I do my thing. The next question comes from Jamie Piz. He says, perhaps you've answered this already, but how did you go from being a reverend to being predominantly, I assume, a hiker? Yeah, I'm assuming I'm a hiker also. But no, I'm still an ordained minister. I pastored for 41 years of my life after I graduated from Bible college, and I retired in 2017 from being a pastor. But I do preach some in different churches. But as far as pastoring is concerned, I retired in 2017 in order to hike long distance trails because it was impossible for me to be gone from my congregation, 5.5 to 6 months. Kathy Viner, 9793, wants to know, it's obvious you do decent research of the areas you'll be hiking. What resources do you use? It seems each segment includes camera placing, planning as well. What equipment do you carry for filming? Uh, I mainly go on the internet and do researches, Google researches on the trails that I'm going to be hiking, find out as much information as I can. I also order books and any kind of publication, written publication on the trails that I'm going to be hiking. For example, when I did the Ireland Way, there's a tremendous book. I'll leave the link in the description section below, describing the Ireland Way and the different trails, different sections of it. And I highly recommend it. But yeah, I just get written publications and I read as much as I can on the trails that I'm going to be hiking. But I spend most of my time looking at YouTube videos because I want to see what people bring on their hikes of the trail that I'm going to be doing. And I want to see the different, the trail, what it looks like, what the environment looks like, and stuff like that. So yeah, I do a lot of research on the trails that I'm going to be hiking. It seems each segment includes camera placement planning as well. I use my tripod with my phone placed on it. That's all I use. I don't bring a big DSLR camera. I do have one, but I don't bring it. I just use my phone, the camera on my phone. And so I set it up on a tripod and just take pictures that way and videos that way. Evergreen Timber ask, I'm interested in pack weight, specifically what has been a good weight for you on your through hikes. 0 would be good. Any tips to eliminate unneeded weight, things to leave at home? Thank you. I try to get my base weight under 10 pounds. And I've been pretty successful at that. But a good weight would be, I try not to go over 20 pounds. Anything over 20 pounds is going to kill my back. My back is my upper back, it's not my lower back, but my upper back suffers a lot if I carry any more than like 20 pounds. And so, and I don't like to take my pack off a lot. Once it gets on my back, I want to keep it on there until I get to camp. But yeah, about 20 pounds maximum, under 10 pounds for my base weight. Then any tips to eliminate unneeded weight? Check out my video. I'll put it in the screen above, and also in the description section below. I just recently did a video on gear that I didn't bring with me on my Ireland Way hike, and basically any hike, and talking about unnecessary gear. So check that video out. 123 Schlep ask, what advice would you offer experienced day hikers wanting to get into overnights and long trail hiking? Which skills, equipment, and knowledge would they need to acquire to make the transition? Thank you always for your wisdom and guidance. The thing that I would recommend the most would be just to take it slow. Go somewhere where you can camp out overnight, and not too far from home in case something happens and you have to bail out. But do an overnight hike, several one night overnight hikes, and see if you can get used to just staying out. Then next time try a 2 night hike, and then go to 3, then go to 4, then go to 5. Now once you can stay out for 5 nights, then you can do a through hike. My through hikes consisted of being out on the trail between 3 and 5 days before I got into a trail town. And so basically a through hike is just several 5-day section hikes. And so that's what I would suggest is just to take it slow and just get used to it. And then, like I said, once you get the 5-day overnight hikes down, stay out for 5 nights at a time, then you can do a through hike. Dagon Man ask, what pack do you use? I've used Z packs for a long time. But now I use and I like Z-Packs, backpacks, but I'm using the Hyperlight backpack. It's a frameless backpack. It's the Unbound 40. They make a 55-liter pack, but I love the Unbound 40. I love that pack. I can actually put my bear canister inside of it, and it also can strap on the top of it as well. But I love the pack. It's a frameless pack. The thing that really kind of turned me off with the Z packs pack, they have the frame on the back of it, and there's a metal strip that goes across the back of the pack, and it dug into my back a lot, my upper back, and it just really affected my upper back. And so I switched to a frameless pack, the Hyperlight pack, and I love it. It's got tremendous pockets on each side. It's got a pocket on the bottom that I can put my garbage in while I'm walking, and then of course get rid of it at night. But I love the pack, and it has really done a great job for me. Desert KNS 60 asks, where's your next through hike? I'm planning on in the spring of 2025 to do the Appalachian Trail. As of this recording in October, this is October the 2nd, I think, 2024, there was a hurricane Helene went through the southeast into Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, Tennessee, and just decimated the trail. So I'm not really sure what I'm going to do about that. It shut down, from what I understand, the first 850 miles from Amicalola Falls up to 850 miles of the Appalachian Trail. So if I don't start from Amicalola Falls, I will probably go up to 850 miles north and start from there, go north and maybe flip, and then start from the south, or when it opens once again. But yeah, that's what I plan to do next year. Daddy Door 7427 asks, what video editing software do you use? Excellent productions. Thanks, man. I just use the Apple iMovie that comes with the iPhone. I've used it for all of my editing software videos that I've done. And I use the phone version of it more than the computer version of it. In fact, I don't think I have done a video on my computer. I just do it all on my phone. I'm just used to it, and I got used to it by doing the PCT. I would stop off at a trail town, and after I did all my resupply and stuff like that, I would take a zero the next day and just instead of fellowshipping with all the hikers and stuff like that, I'd get holed up in my room, and I would edit my video and upload it to YouTube every time I'd get into a trail town. And so I was taking too many zeros, but anyway, that's the software that I use. I'm satisfied with it. I may try. I think there's an editing video editing software that's called VN. I might try that out, and then I'm sure there's other video editing software. I'll get it out in a minute. That's on the market. That's good. VPrep 7727 wants to know, what is something you think all through hikers have in common in your opinion? Well, you got to be kind of nuts to stay out in the woods for 5.5 to 6 months. But example, maybe you hit a mental wall 2 weeks into every through hike. I can't speak for other through hikers, but I know for myself, it takes a little while to get your trail legs. That's one thing. Unless you're in real good shape. In fact, which I try to do. I do a lot of hikes around in my area so that I'm in good shape when I start a through hike. And so getting my trail legs doesn't take as long as it does somebody that just, starts a trail right off the couch. But as far as hitting a mental roadblock, the one thing that helped me the most is to just not focus, don't focus on the trail as a whole, but just focus on getting to the next campsite. That helped me out tremendously when I did the PCT. When I got to the halfway mark on the PCT, I got so discouraged because I thought to myself, man, I'm only halfway through. I've got to do, 1,000 something more miles to get finished with this trail. And so I quit thinking about getting to the end of the trail, and I started focusing on, well, if I can just get to the next campsite. And then when you got to the next campsite, you set up camp, you went to bed, you went to sleep, you got up early the next day, and then packed everything up, got back on the trail again, you started hiking. And then I just concentrated on just get to the next campsite. And I did that. And in fact, I got to the point where I suddenly realized, hey, I only have 3 more days to get to get to the finish. And so that was a lot better than counting down the miles. And I only have several more days to go. And so again, as far as a mental roadblock is concerned, that helped me out the most. All right, Michael Lawrence, Marmalade, asks, what's the piece of gear or similar item you have carried the longest and why? I had to give this a lot of thought. I think I have changed everything out from my first through hike. Uh, and again, don't be afraid to change things out if you find something better or you want to even try something what you think might be better. But the only thing I can think of that I have kept is my hiking shoes, not the same ones, but I use Ultra Lone Peak shoes, and I think I started with the 3.5s, and now they're up to 8 now, and so that's all I use on trail. And also darn tough socks, darn tough socks, darn tough socks. Is that a bad word? Darn. Anyway, darn tough socks. I use I use those and have used since the very first through hike that I've taken. But other than that, I can't think of anything else that I use the same thing from my first through hike. Barbara Mitchell asks, what is the most common meal you eat on trail and also snacks? Again, I don't carry a cook pot, a stove, and gas canister. I use the no cook method. I don't even carry a coal soaking jar with me, but just things that don't need to be prepared. Beef sticks, beef jerky. Now, if you're a vegetarian, it's going to be different. I realize that. But summer sausage, cheese, cheese sticks, tortillas. What else? Potato chips, any kind of chips, peanut butter. I always carried a jar of peanut butter. Oh, I love peanut butter, but it really gives you a lot of calories, a lot of fat. And now you say, oh, that's heavy. No, if you compare it to the amount of calories that you get, it's not very heavy. But that's some of the things that I brought with me. There's a lot of videos that show things that don't need to be prepared or cooked or whatever like that. And so again, I just take things with me that don't need to be prepared or cooked. Roku Meyer asks, what is your bedtime and wake up routine? Setup, food, and clothing. That's a good question. In fact, I did a video on that. Again, I'll leave it in the up and on the screen and also down in the description section. But usually, I would get into camp about around 6 or 7 o'clock. Again, it's all according how much daylight there is. But I'll get in and I'll try to get to bed at 8 o'clock at night. And then I will wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Takes about an hour to pack everything up, or I allow an hour to pack everything up and get everything ready. And I'm usually on the trail at 5 o'clock, and then I'll hike, all day long. Seldom taking a break. I only take a break if I have to go to the bathroom, or get water, or if my body just definitely needs rest or something. Also, part of the question says set up, food, clothing. I do not bring any extra clothing except for socks. I carry 2 pairs of darn tough socks, and I swap them out every day. I sleep in a fresh pair. By fresh pair, I mean the pair that I didn't wear on the trail that day, but that's the only thing. I spend a very minimal amount of time in camp and the majority of the time out hiking because that's why we're out there. Well, that's all the answers that I have for you for the questions that you ask. Again, if we have another question and answer time, I'll try to get to as many or all of them if I can. I'll put that out on social media, and you can ask questions there. And again, I'll try to answer as many as I can. Don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't, but share it with someone that may need it. Leave comments down below if you'd like, and I will get to those as soon as I can. And until then, I will see you down the trail.